The iconic Dunedin music venue, The Cook, is getting a new name because its owner says the current one is hurting people unnecessarily. On the back of the Black Lives Matter movement, questions have been raised about the future of monuments, streets and businesses named for colonial-era figures, with controversial roles in colonisation, the slave trade and, in some cases, the slaughter of Maori. Last Friday, Hamilton City Council removed a statue of the British Army captain John Hamilton from the middle of town. Now, the music venue and student watering hole in Dunedin's Captain Cook Hotel is looking for a new name. I asked owner Mike McLeod why.
I'm changing the name, I suppose, because recently people have pressed me quite hard on the matter. Well, that's not the reason I'm changing it, but that's made me think about it. Then I started thinking about little details like whether or not Captain Cook was a good or bad person, and or whether he is really responsible for colonisation and various things like that. And I thought, well, it doesn't really matter to me because I'm not. Captain Cook doesn't really have anything to do with my music venue, and I just realised that people were hurt by the name, and it's not a name that I'm especially proud of at all, and it doesn't really have much to do with my business. So I just thought, well, there's going to be people that will, there's been a bit of an outcry from people that are horrified that I've changed the name of my business. But I thought, well, they'll get over that, and that will blow over. But the people that will continue to get hurt by the name, they'd continue to get hurt by the name, forever. So I just thought it was quite an easy choice at the end. A long deliberation period, and it took me quite a while to form my own view. But at the end, I thought, it was quite an easy decision at the end.
Did you decide whether you thought Captain Cook was good or bad, or did you just make the decision because the name was hurting other people?
I have my own views on it, and they're not very well educated or thought out, and I'm not I thought that's best left to historians, really.
So what conclusion did you come to?
I don't know, really. I think that he was a navigator and a map maker. He was probably quite an intelligent man. I know that 9 Maori were killed during one of his landings. There's various speculation on other things that I can't comment. People have told me that he was, a pedophile and a rapist and things like that. And I can't comment on those. I don't have any evidence for or against those claims. I don't have too much of a view on Captain Cook, but I noticed that I think he's become a symbol, rightly or wrongly, for colonisation and oppression, and that by people, seeing the name, some people seeing the name or seeing iconography attached to him, that's what that symbol represents. Whether that's fair historically or not is not really for me to decide. I just thought, well, if I can get rid of the name and stop, and if that's hurting people, then I'd like to do that. And I don't have a strong desire to keep it. We're a music venue. We're not a British Navy museum, or there's no reason for us really to have any association with that. It doesn't really represent what we do anyway.
So, but some people aren't happy, are they? Have they been coming at you from both sides?
They have been, and obviously at the moment it's coming from one side because I've made a decision. So
what are they saying?
I think last night I got trolled on my personal Facebook page. Well, I've got my business page, but so I think some people obviously searched me and found me, and then what was I called, a culture thief, and I'm a virtue signaller, just lots of bits. It was a bit like being back at high school, really, being bullied in the schoolyard. No one's sworn at me, I don't think, but just all sorts of. I could give you probably a list of them if I had a bit of time to think about them, but it did remind me a wee bit of being back at high school in some ways. I don't want to hurt people. I'm trying to run a music venue. So
what is a more appropriate name then?
That's a good question, and that's my job now, really. I'm not sure whether I'll stick with kind of any kind of similar theme. So for one, I think I've thought of, but I'd like to talk to local iwi maybe as Kupe, who was the person that named the country Aotearoa, who came over here on his waka with his navigator Areti. So that's crossed my mind, but I might just distance myself from the whole thing altogether and call it something else. I really don't know at this stage.
But so, Mike, you are actually considering choosing a name that has stronger links to New Zealand's Maori history.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, and regardless of whether it's European or Māori, I mean, it precedes Captain Cook. Kupe's navigation journey was before James Cook's was. I think there may have been other ones even before Kupe's. I'm not sure. But it's an interesting kind of piece of New Zealand history that I doubt people know Kupe's name as widely as they know Captain Cook's. But again, I'm not here to teach people history. Really, I just want to run a music venue, and I don't want to hurt people along the way.
So you're going to have a chat to the iwi about it. Do you reckon you're going to get a bit of feedback whatever way you go?
Yeah, I'd say so. And I think this current, there's lots of people sort of spending all this time. Because I used to have a restaurant downstairs, which was the Captain Cook Hotel, and that's now a Sal's Pizza franchise. I'm getting lots of messages sent to my defunct restaurant, which isn't there anymore. It's now got a huge Sal's logo on the outside, telling me they're going to protest and not come to my restaurant. And I thought, oh well, that's quite strange. People are putting a lot of effort into something that I don't think really, if they really thought about it, I don't think they should really care.
And that is the owner of the Cook, Mike McLeod, and the Cook is in the Captain Cook Hotel in Dunedin.